Now, it's Boomer Life, lifestyle discussion designed to make your life more engaging, meaningful, and complete. Celebrating the baby boomer generation, this is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
No, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
And welcome to Boomer Life on CIL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Thanks for joining us today. So today on Boomer Life, we're going to be talking with HomeCareAssistance, a business with a vision to change the way that the world ages. Caring individuals dedicated to a holistic approach to home care, an approach to care that focuses on areas such as nutrition, physical exercise, mental stimulation, and social interaction. Generally, the total well-being and complete well-being of a loved one. So joining us in the studio from the HomeCareAssistance team, we have President Carolina Arosa and Partner Director Jay Arosa. So welcome to both Carolina and Jay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne.
Thanks for being here. So when it comes to caring for loved ones, Carolina, I know that you know. You've been there before.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your story?
So, I mean, how this all came to be is my father was diagnosed with lung cancer a few years back, and I went through the whole journey myself. I saw what the toll it took on my mom. For family caregivers, really, who are caring for a loved one that's sick, we often find that they actually get as sick or even more sick than the one they're caring for. So I saw that, really with my mom, the journey that she went through. And so that put us on the path of looking for a caregiver for my father. And we did eventually find one, but the whole process just seemed very impersonal. No one made an effort to really get to know my father as an individual. It was just about providing basic care for him. And that sort of took away from the experience, and it was painful for me as...
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's your microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It got moved, I think, when you took a sip of wine.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was down. You know what? It was down like this because she'd moved it, I think, to drink her wine. So
Sorry.
Sorry. I noticed that, but I wasn't sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll be able to pick up.
Okay.
I'll prompt you.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Yep. So you were saying, and they'll edit me out so that it'll sound like you just kept going. You were saying you just found this it was very impersonal.
Yeah.
Like the attention wasn't being put on your dad, who truly was the patient, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so what ended up happening was they just provided basic care with no effort in really trying to get to understand who my father was, what his personality was, what his likes were. So eventually, when he did pass away, that sort of lit a fire within me to really go into this field and really put up our own home care company that was very different, that really focused on providing care for individuals and really getting a sense of who they are as people so that we could have a greater impact on their lives. We didn't want to be like a caregiver drive-through agency. We wanted to be an agency that really took the time to understand and get to know who are the people we are that we are caring for and match them with the proper caregivers. And in doing so, we were able to really help our clients live more dignified, purpose-filled lives.
Did you have a background in healthcare at all, or
not at all? So my background is advertising and operations. So I can relate to your office space here very much. So it brings me back. But I think because I was fueled by the passion for this industry, because of the journey I went through, it really, encouraged me to do a lot of research and really find out what are the voids that are in the market right now, and how can we fill that void? How can we make ourselves an agency that's different from the rest? And so everything just flowed smoothly from there. And I'm not going to lie, the first year was quite difficult and challenging, but it just illuminated for us a clear vision of who we want to be as an agency and how we want to stand out. So.
Oh, I just find that so impressive, though, that you knew right then and there from witnessing the firsthand treatment of your father that you were going to make a difference and you were going to change this. We'll get into a little bit more about your story, but Jay, what can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, I have a very similar sort of journey and that Carolina went through because my dad was also diagnosed with cancer roughly about the same time. And unlike Carolina, there's two two children. There were five children in our family, and I have five step siblings. So that's kind of like the Brady Bunch. You have a large group of people taking care of my dad. But that being said, we went through a similar, or I went through a similar situation in that I watched my stepmom and I go through having to take care of my dad, and it changed the dynamic, it changed the relationship because, you know, as he began to deteriorate, she was doing a lot more of the personal care aspect, and it was really draining her and just exasperating her emotionally. She didn't have much energy towards the end of each day, and again, that's where it clicked for me that boy, this is something I think is really important to have, and taking it a step further, making sure that it's someone that we know will take into account not just my father's disease, the fact that he's just some man with cancer, but who he is, because he had built his life and lived a certain way, and he prided himself in things that he did and his accomplishments, and there were things that he enjoyed, and we wanted to make sure that whoever it was that was caring for him kind of knew these things, and
would carry on that same quality of life
absolutely
that he'd created for himself.
Absolutely, and it's something that I found was sort of lacking in the market. My background is has always been in healthcare. I've worked in with alongside nursing homes and within hospitals, and in the pharmaceutical industry as a whole, and sort of I've seen and had the opportunity to observe and speak with a number of nurses and caregivers, and I really did see that there was an opportunity in this market to come up with something like this, more personalized.
Well, I find it very intriguing and inspiring that both of you have noted how important it is, the care for the individual, but also the care for the caregiver and how hard it is on them. And we'll get into that as the conversation continues. But with home care assistance, we know you're not the only player in this field.
Yeah.
How do you set yourselves apart from the others?
Well, I mean, I think it all starts from our mission, right? Our mission, like I said, is to change the way the world ages. And we feel like there's such a stigma that exists in society today where they see seniors as, unfortunately, someone that is ostracized. People don't recognize the value they still have to society. And as a result, seniors themselves feel debilitated and feel useless. And so we want to create that paradigm shift that seniors are jewels of our society and they deserve our respect. They deserve to be able to live out the rest of their lives with dignity. And so, with that sort of a mission, all our differentiators sort of stem from that. So the first differentiator is our philosophy of care, which is what we call the balanced care method. So like I said, we don't provide basic care. We provide more of a holistic approach to care where we really look after the client's nutrition, making sure that the client gets some level of physical stimulation, mental stimulation, social interaction, as well as maintain a sense of calmness and purpose. So with this philosophy that we hold our caregivers accountable to, we've actually been able to see that not only are clients living longer lives, but they're living happier, more purposeful lives. And so that's really sort of everything, the philosophy that we stand by. The second thing that makes us different is our case management model. I've said it before, I'm saying it again. We are not a caregiver drive-through agency. We're not the type of agency where, if you call, you need help, someone answers the phone and sends you a caregiver, end of, transaction. That's not who we want to be. I have dedicated case managers, 3, who are either social workers or nurses, who are there for the full spectrum. So they're there, they do comprehensive in-home assessments, they do ongoing home visits, they serve as an advocate for their clients, as well as a resource for the family within the community. So really they're able to provide that ongoing monitoring supervision throughout the extent of their relationship with us. The third thing that makes us different is our post-hospitalization care. So we're the only agency that really created a program of hospital to home care to really address the high readmission rates that are currently happening. As we know, our government is very overwhelmed, and a lot of people are being discharged from the hospitals prematurely, and within 3 days are ending up back in the hospital. with our hospital to home care program, we've specifically addressed this need by having our case managers do the assessments in the hospital, meet and liaise with all the important parties, the doctors, the social workers, the discharge planners, the PT and OT, to ensure that they have a successful transition back home and that they have an effective plan for rehabilitation moving forward. The fourth thing that sets us apart is what we call our cognitive therapeutics method. Again, we're the only agency that has this, and what it is a program that's specifically designed around dementia care. As we know, it's a huge epidemic and it's only growing. And so to address this, HomeCareAssistance hired a neuropsychologist to develop a program to address cognitive decline. And so really this is a series of workbooks and tools that are proprietary to us, that the caregivers do one-on-one in the homes with the clients to help, stimulate their brains. And I think the last thing that sets us apart is the fact that we have our very own HomeCareAssistance University. So this is a university that's free, that we provide access to our caregivers, that give them education on a variety of different aging issues and conditions that can help them with their clients. So
wow, you just in no way, shape, or form are you a cookie cutter home care provider where you walk into somebody's home in need, tidy up a little bit, give a client their pills, and then close the door and leave.
No, not at all. And that's not who we wanted to be. I don't think that type of agency or that type of business is something that would have fulfilled us, knowing firsthand what our clients need. So
And where are your services available?
We cover all of the Lower Mainland. Yeah.
So Greater Vancouver all the way out to?
All the way out to Abbotsford.
Abbotsford. Isn't that wonderful? Well, I know, and you've raised some excellent points, and I know we're going to delve into this conversation a little bit deeper to find out more about the different programs and services that you offer. You're listening to Boomer Life on CL 650. Joining us in the studio from HomeCareAssistance, we have Carolina Arosa, President, HomeCareAssistance, and Jay Arosa, Partner and Director at HomeCareAssistance. Now, I know, Jay, we didn't get to talk to you all that much, but I know you'll have some great information to provide as well. If you want more information, please visit the website, which is homecareassistancevancouver.ca. More on the cognitive therapeutics method still to come with HomeCareAssistance. That's coming up next on CL 650 on Boomer Life.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.